This is what the acting president said. He said that do not toy with the integrity of this country. He tells the governors, as a matter of fact, his words, to think that the governors could play with politics is totally, could play politics with the nation's security is totally unacceptable. Is it likely acceptable? Is it likely possible that the governors can play with the unity of this country?
Yes. A lot of them, for you to spend security vote, you need to create insecurity. And so it is also convenient for a lot of them to play with the security of the nation, just, test the waters. And it shouldn't end, for me, it shouldn't end in, catchy phrase and words. And I expect the country, security agencies, the government also to put its foot down. Some people should be used, as to show example, as a deterrent to others. You saw when Nnamdi Kanu made those hate speeches in London and the rest, and he came here, he was arrested. Even though, that gave him popularity. Also, I expect the same government to do the same thing with my friend Shetima and Co. Show an example to say, look, we cannot, no matter how high you think you are, we cannot, toil with the unity of this nation. And then, also, that will act as a pointer to people who are contemplating or who have the capacity but are not yet doing it. But the moment you treat some, with kid gloves and then you come hard on others, these are some of the issues that breed crisis. You remember also in the Niger Delta, in the last administration, it was a recurrent thing. Some persons, the president came out to say then that, oh, my people can't do this. And we came down heavily on him that you don't make statements like that. It's no longer by your people. And then when you start extending amnesty to criminals, all in the name of, oh, they are militants, and then some others are criminals, it creates problem. Everybody wants to be treated equally. But the only way we can achieve that is for you to provide purposeful leadership.
Let's talk to Garba. When the North and Southern elders and their leaders backed the arrest of persons who have made hate and divisive speeches, what do you think is hindering the authorities from going ahead to arrest them?
Gimba, I think I can remember the governor of Kaduna, Nasir El-Rufai, immediately actually ordered the arrest of those persons. And we also came out to condemn that decision for the arrest. Do you know why? Because it is not going to help the situation. The same thing, the DSS also followed up with a statement warning people about hate speeches and all that. I personally also, on a radio show, also condemned the action of the DSS. It's laughable. Do you know why? Putting all this together, for how long Kanu and Co. in the Southeast have been parading themselves from non-entity to something today on the media? What are we talking about? Of recent, there's a media, a content which is on social media going around where Kanu gave a statement outrightly that there will never be election in Anambra. What are they doing about that? Are they not supposed to revoke his bail? Can't we remember the conditions given? Now, this is the situation. Now, if the northern governors or leaders are taking action, then those at the east are actually whining with the so-called popular Kanu of their, like he mentioned. I think something is wrong. Now, they need to heed to the call of the acting president. Seriously. We should not just assume that because the North is volatile, so every arrest should come from the North first. It should continue. Fine, Kanu was arrested. He should continue to keep quiet, to respect the law. But in as much as he continue to do this, it's more like provoking the North, the youth from the North. Let us call a spade a spade. Okay, well,
do you call a spade in this situation?
In this, that's where the problem is. I am not here to hold forth for Nnamdi Kanu. Even that statement calling for boycott, I've had cause to argue and say it's reckless. But the same restructuring that the people that are preaching restructuring are preaching unity. People are saying treat everybody equally. When this Garba had asked for the arrest of certain persons in the East, but yet calling for calmness and caution in the case of Shetima Yerima and others. These are the problems. You don't speak from both sides of the mouth and expect everybody to be calm. There should be equity and fairness. Kanu made statements in London. We called for his arrest. Shetima made similar statements and giving quick notice to Nigerians in Nigeria. And you say because the North is volatile, and so we should pamper them. What you are saying is that there are people who have the capacity to give quick notice who are not yet. The way you treat these ones, those ones will come tomorrow, and at the end of the day, take it from there. And if you see these the tripod tribes in Nigeria quarreling over marginalization, what do you expect? A man from Anegbete like me, who is a minority, inside minority to talk about. And that's why we need to think about unity in this country. But thinking about unity, you also need to think about fairness. Fairness means what is good for Mr. A should also be good for Mr. B. What is bad for Mr. C should be bad for Mr. D. Would that be too much to ask?
Now, this is what the Senate is asking for. Dust the recommendations of the 2014 confab and then let us have it. Do you think that is going to solve this restructuring issue?
It won't solve the problem. The first thing, people want to have a say in their government. People want to be able to make sure that those that they elect are people they can trust. And the way you can do that is through your electoral reformation. Restructure the electoral process to ensure so that if we want to vote, even the referendum people are talking about, what is the guarantee that the referendum will not be manipulated? Because if you don't have a transparent electoral process, the political class will hijack your process. And so that's where your restructuring should start from. And then the moment we all know that we have a stake in the country called Nigeria, and then we all struggle to maintain and keep it. But as it is now, some people believe that some have a stake and we don't have a stake, and it shouldn't be so.
Okay, let me get your final words in fostering the unity of this country from you, Garba.
Okay, thank you, Gimba. I think very important here is for us to realize the fact that Nigerians are also united in their own way. We're united in poverty. We're also united in our own situation. In the fact that we need good leadership. Good leadership does not really, it's not all about what my brother out there is saying. We understand very well that certain individuals are actually clamoring for attention politically. And because they lost that, now what they are saying, there's need for some kind of restructuring. At this point when war against indiscipline is exposing a lot of Nigerians that are actually being in the forefront of looting this country, stealing this country dry, and they don't want this to continue. So the distraction is coming in the name of restructuring. We are saying no, let every person that actually stole penny should be punished. Let the law be respected. Later on we can talk about all forms of restructuring, but not what some few individuals, powered by the likes of Atiku and others. We are saying no to that.
What's your final words?
Yeah, my final word is the political class are united. The common man should also be united. And that's the only way they can wrestle power from the political class. Eternal vigilance is the price you pay for freedom. It is not calling for boycott. You don't boycott a process that your opponent will manipulate, at the end of the day will lord over you. The PDP boycotted the screening of Amechi, but does that stop Amechi from being a minister? The answer is no. Nigeria belongs to all of us. If you want the electoral processes to be reformed so that you can participate in it, we can achieve it if we consistently join our voices together and be part of the process.
I want to thank you so much indeed. Liboris Oshoma is a human rights activist and a lawyer at the same time, and thanks indeed for talking to us on State of the Nation, as well as Garba Ibrahim, a social commentator. I do appreciate your time on the show, and to you also for being a part of the show. Many thanks indeed. I am Gimba Umar. This is State of the Nation. Bye for now.